Part 50 begins with the undeniable resonance of moments that, at first glance, seem procedural but ultimately redefine expectations. The exchange between Jasmine Crockett and Pam Bondi stands as a testament to that dynamic. The shadow of Jeffrey Epstein hung over the room, infusing every question and pause with historical gravity. Crockett's insistence on naming survivors and forcing acknowledgement acted as a moral accelerant, demanding that human impact be addressed before procedural justification. Bondi's methodical responses, anchored in legal precedent and historical context, acted as structural ballast, ensuring that the institution retained credibility while under scrutiny. Between these two forces, urgency and stability, the hearing illuminated how accountability is both enacted and perceived, revealing the delicate balance required in modern democratic governance. The deeper lesson lies in the dual nature of oversight revealed in this exchange. Crockett's insistence on acknowledgement illustrated that legitimacy is inseparable from recognition of human harm. Without that moral dimension, procedural compliance risks appearing hollow. Bondi's emphasis on legal and historical framing illustrated that accountability also requires evaluation within the rules and constraints of the time. This tension between moral obligation and procedural fidelity rarely resolves neatly, yet the hearing made it tangible, offering a blueprint for how institutions must navigate conflicting imperatives in real time. Cultural and psychological dynamics intensified the impact. Epstein's legacy evokes collective skepticism toward systemic power structures while simultaneously demanding ethical responsiveness. Crockett translated that societal expectation into pointed questioning, giving voice to public frustration and moral urgency. Bondi responded with steadiness, modeling the societal desire for governance that is measured and principled. Together, they reflected the dual pressures democratic institutions face: the need to act decisively on ethical imperatives while maintaining structural consistency and procedural fairness. The optics of the confrontation further amplified its lesson. Crockett's intensity communicated alignment with moral expectations, signaling that acknowledgement cannot be deferred or abstracted. Bondi's composure communicated that credibility requires adherence to context and rule-based evaluation. This combination underscored that accountability is both substantive and perceptual. It is as much about what is done as about how it is conveyed to observers. Public trust is built not only on correct action, but on the perception that justice is applied fairly and transparently. Looking ahead, the implications for institutional culture are subtle but lasting. Future hearings will carry an implicit expectation that acknowledgement of human impact must accompany procedural explanation. Witnesses will prepare for both moral and legal scrutiny. Lawmakers and oversight committees will increasingly design questions that require articulation of both ethical and procedural dimensions. Incremental adjustments like these ensure that democratic systems evolve in response to high-stakes moments, embedding lessons learned into operational practice without immediate spectacle. Resilience, as demonstrated in the hearing, lies in the containment of tension. Crockett pressed insistently, demanding moral acknowledgement, while Bondi maintained the procedural framework. The system did not collapse. Rather, it clarified boundaries and reinforced legitimacy. Observers saw that friction, when structured and managed, strengthens democratic processes rather than undermining them, providing a live template for navigating future institutional challenges. Ultimately, the enduring insight of this exchange is that accountability is multidimensional and ongoing. It requires the persistent negotiation between moral clarity and procedural integrity, between acknowledgement and legality, between passion and restraint. The Crockett-Bondi hearing exemplifies effective democracy in action: visible, contested, structured engagement with tension. For citizens, the lesson is clear: demand recognition, insist on context, and hold institutions to standards that honor both ethical responsibility and procedural fidelity. The hearing may have concluded, but the recalibration it initiated, the heightened expectation for balance and oversight, continues to ripple across governance, public perception, and institutional culture, shaping the standards for meaningful accountability into the future.